What did Jonasi do? Jonasi just had 3 wives and some few concubines, few girlfriends, and people are screaming.
Jonasi is a dog. Jonasi is a dog. Jonasi is a dog.
Put some respect on Jonasi's name.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we are diving into something that has been all over my feed, this viral clip discussing the Netflix series Polygamist. It's sparking a huge debate about relationship dynamics and what some are calling cheating software. Let's see what the fuss is about.
Jonasi is not really that bad. In contrast to the average man who's going through their Jonasi phase, Jonasi is not really that bad. Jonasi is just a cheater who's operating with an old, outdated cheating software. Men have far evolved from that kind of cheating. That's how our grandfathers and our fathers used to cheat. And they learned the hard lesson that if you cheat and you wound the woman...
Wait, let me hear this again. Outdated cheating software? That is such a wild way to put it, but I actually see where he's going with this. He's framing it as if cheating is this technical system that men have just upgraded. Honestly, I want to know what you guys think about this analogy in the comments right now. Is it an evolution or just a better way to hide things?
Home, it destroys your future peace of mind. So men have far evolved from that kind of cheating. Jonasi was juggling how many women? Six women, 5 women. That's nothing compared to the men who's going through their Jonasi phase today. I'm sorry, you don't have to like this. And I know even some of my celebrity friends were out there in the public criticizing Jonasi. And I know those guys, they make Jonasi look like a juvenile.
Okay, this part is interesting because he's talking about peace of mind. He's essentially saying that the modern Jonas is better at balancing his life so the woman at home never feels the wound. But isn't that just a deeper level of deception? Now, this is where things get really complicated. He's comparing a good businessman to how one manages relationships. Those are two very different worlds.
Jonasi is just a guy who is a good businessman. So because life is a humbling journey, you cannot master everything. He's mastered that art, but he struggles with relationships. He's not good at managing his things. The men who are cheating today, who are operating with today's software, they know that your future peace of mind is important. So no matter what you do, none of your mess should come back home. So the men of today who are cheating, the Jonasis of today, with the latest cheating software.
Honestly, I can understand why people are reacting this way. He's speaking a truth about a certain subculture of men that many people don't want to admit exists. The idea of not making children outside the home and protecting the wife's peace. It's a very pragmatic, almost cold way of looking at a marriage. It's fascinating and terrifying at the same time. This conversation is far from over. I want to hear your deep dives. What did Jonas get right and where did he go completely wrong? Drop your thoughts below and don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into these viral moments.
And watching The Polygamist has taught me nothing because I grew up in Jamaica. I have a Jamaican dad. I have Jamaican brothers. The Polygamist looks like child play in comparison to what I know Jamaican men do and what Jonasi from The Polygamist was doing. Because if you ask me, I think that Jonasi can take some notes from Jamaican men. Because why are you so messy? He's only juggling like what, 4 or 5 wives? I've seen a Jamaican man juggle at least 8, 9. You know what I'm talking about? You're creating so many problems for yourself over nothing. You want front, you want grind, and so you embarrass the woman in your yard. That's rule number 1. You don't embarrass the woman in your yard. In fact, the woman, you're supposed to be so good at cheating that the woman in your yard don't have a clue. She wouldn't even think that you would ever do anything like that because you're such a sweetheart. He was sloppy and he was bad at cheating, and it wasn't for him. Jonasi from The Polygamist is child's play. He don't even... I've seen men do some real sneaky shit. I grew up in Jamaica.
Jonasi is a dog. Jonasi is a dog. Jonasi is a dog. Yes, we've established that and we agree. But when are we going to talk about Joyce, guys? The things you guys put up with in relationships, guys, there's no way. There's no way. It gets to a point It gets to a point, when are you gonna be held accountable? Because there's no way. I refuse. Yes, we've established that Jonasi is a dog, but the things you guys put up with in relationships, guys, we have to be honest sometimes. We have to be honest. I understand if you experience this kind of treatment the first time, I mean the betrayal, and you're still hopeful that you want to fix the relationship, but the second time, the third time, the fourth time, when you are always cheated and you still go back, and now we're supposed to feel sorry for you, guys, there's no way. There's no way. I refuse to believe that at some point, yes, we agree that Jonasi is a dog, but when you are allowing it to happen, Mos, you know what I mean? Do you even love yourself? Do you even know what love is if you don't love yourself? Because how can you put up estima? You know what I mean? Like, at some point, we have to be honest. And some people might make the argument, Yoguti, the incentive for Joyce to keep going back is because of the money. You know what I mean? The security and the money. But in the real world, you guys can be dating someone who's living paycheck to paycheck and you still go back. You know what I mean? So that argument doesn't hold weight. Because in the real world that we live in, a lot of you guys get cheated on multiple times and you go back and there's no money involved there. The man you are dating is living paycheck to paycheck like the rest of us. So that argument can never hold weight. So at some point, we have to be honest with our mother. Yes, Jonasi is a dog. We agree. We've established that. But you are allowing it to carry on. You are allowing it. It gets to a point, guys.
I just finished watched the viral movie, The Polygamist. And I'm like, what's so strange about this movie that we are all screaming left, right, and center? We are all Africans, and these things are very normal in our society. This movie is just a typical reflection of an African home. So why are we screaming left, right, and center? People are saying, oh, Jonasi this, Jonasi. What did Jonasi do? Jonasi just had 3 wives and some few concubines, few girlfriends, and people are screaming. Some of our fathers got...
What is so strange about this movie? Right out of the gate, she's challenging the outrage. It's fascinating because she's not just defending the movie, she's saying the audience is disconnected from their own reality. It's like she's asking, why are we pretending this isn't happening right next door? That's a powerful way to frame it.
Married to 6, 7 wives and had girlfriends outside. So what's so strange about what the movie is reflecting? It's just a total reflection of an African home. We Africans, this thing should not be strange to us. Polygamy is a normal thing in our homes in Africa. Marrying more than 3, 4, 5 wives is normal with our parents, our fathers. People did it, people are still doing it, and people will still do it in the future as Africans. So why people are making as if, oh, it's a bad thing, oh...
She calls it a typical reflection of an African home. That's such a loaded statement. It really gets to the heart of why some people find the movie so uncomfortable. It's not fiction to them, it's a mirror. But I wonder, is the screaming because it's normal, or because we're finally ready to say that this normal isn't okay anymore? What's your take on that reflection?
Jonasi did not do anything. Some of our fathers were even worse than Jonasi. Some of our husbands are even worse than Jonasi. So when I work, I scream Jonasi, Jonasi, and his wife Joyce. What is Joyce doing that people are saying, oh, Joyce is enduring? What Joyce is doing is what most African women are doing. Enduring and covering up for their cheating husband. Staying there and going through all the things that their cheating husband are doing to them is normal.
The 7 wives argument, we hear that a lot, don't we? Comparing today's relationships to our grandfather's generation. It's a way to normalize things by pointing to history. But just because it was the norm for our parents doesn't mean the new generation has to accept it with a smile. She's really forcing us to look at our family trees and how that shapes our expectations.
It's very normal amongst us Africans. So when I see people are screaming, oh, the Polygamist, the movie, Jonasi, I'm like, this is a reflection of Africans. This is a reflection of a typical African man. That's just it. There's nothing. Many of our mothers went through this thing. Many women are still going through the same thing in their marriages. Many women will go through it even in the future. So
she's being so pragmatic here. People did it, they're doing it, and they will do it. It's almost a cynical outlook, but she sees it as a simple fact of life. It's hard to debate that when you see how common these dynamics still are. She isn't sugarcoating it, and that's why her content is hitting home for so many people. It's raw.
nothing is strange about.
And that final point about Joyce enduring and covering up, that's the real tragedy for a lot of viewers. This idea that a woman's strength is measured by what she can survive in a marriage. It's a brilliant critique hidden in a direct observation. So I have to ask you, is Joyce showing strength or is she just trapped? Drop a comment and let's get into it.
You know what is genuinely confusing me? Seeing Africans getting angry and triggered after watching The Polygamist, as if this is not a culture that has been normalized, that all men can have multiple women, they can have multiple families, and then women, on the other hand, you support your husband, you try and find fault in yourself instead of making the men take accountability. Why are we so shocked?
Shock. It's so interesting how we can watch a show and be triggered or angry by things that are literally happening in our own communities. She's pointing out a major cognitive dissonance here. Why are we so surprised by what we've already normalized? It's like we see it on screen and suddenly it's a problem, but it's been there all along.
Y'all think Jonasi is bad? My grandfather has kids that are teenagers. I'm in my 30s. I have cousins that are in their late 30s, maybe even 40s. So for some of us, that is actually a reality. Polygamists are our fathers, our grandfathers, our great-grandfathers, our uncles. We see it all the time. The polygamist is nothing new to some of us, unfortunately.
All right, let's keep this going. This next one is interesting because it touches on the cultural side of things. It's a TikTok from Mitzi McPherson reacting to the show Polygamist. And honestly, her perspective as a Jamaican woman is something we really need to sit with. Let's take a look.
If I look tired and haggard, I haven't gotten much sleep. Because y'all tagged me and y'all posted so much, watch The Polygamist, watch The Polygamist. So I binge watched The Polygamist. And what amazes me is this shock factor. Everybody's like, oh my God, the drama. Oh my God, Jonasi.
Wow, the shock factor is not there for me. That's such a heavy statement right out the gate. When you live in a culture where these dynamics are so normalized, the drama that shocks everyone else just feels like a Tuesday. It's not entertainment. It's a reflection of reality.
Me being a Jamaican woman, I am not shook it. We've all dated a Jonasi. A lot of us are still in relationships and married to a Jonasi. The shock factor is not there for me. The lying, the cheating, the multiple women, the misogyny, the perversion, the abuse, the pedophilia.
I really appreciate how she listed those out. The lying, the cheating, the misogyny. She calls it the tapestry of our culture. That is a visceral way to describe systemic issues. It's not just one bad guy. It's the whole fabric of the environment they're in.
Is so ingrained in the tapestry of our culture that it doesn't shock me to see it on the screen. Art is imitating life. What amazes me is that this continues. It amazes me that this is glorified. It amazes me that this is justified. And it amazes me that we will sit up in denial.
She looks exhausted, doesn't she? And it's that specific kind of exhaustion that comes from being tagged in entertainment that is actually quite traumatic for your community. When she says art is imitating life, she's reminding us that for many, these aren't just characters, they're people they know.
And activists, as if this isn't the reality for so many of us as Jamaican women, as women of the world. What played out in The Polygamist is happening everywhere. And it's time we do something about it.
The final point about the denial really hits home. We watch these shows and act like it's this faraway extreme scenario, but she's calling out how deeply ingrained it is everywhere. What do you all think? Have you ever seen a show that everyone else found shocking, but you just found familiar? Let me know in the comments.
As a chair, I have watched The Polygamist
and I'm on episode 10. I was on episode 10 and I was not finding what people are fussing about. That is just a typical Kalenjin man. Like, what do you mean? We've been raised by Jonasis. That was our reality growing up. It's even worse kwa ground. Like, Kalenjins will get it.
Guys, if the polygamist shows you anything, let it show you that men are the ones who pump these side chicks with the audacity to disrespect you. When they come out of their relationship with you and they sleep with these women, it gives them the audacity to disrespect you. Again, had this show been about me, it would have been a documentary. It would have ended with my sentencing. At that time, you know nothing about her. You are not in the bedroom or anything. But this woman has so much gumption towards you. It's the man giving her that gumption, of course. She's sleeping with your man. Why would she not feel like she can disrespect you? But let me tell you something. Anyone out there in the world who is sleeping with my man at this time, I don't think that is the case. I don't think he's sleeping with anyone. But if that is the case, because you cannot trust men, yeah? Don't ever watch this program and let it pump your chest and think, I'm going to test the waters. You will drown. You will drown. Like, even if you feel like you can do that behavior she exhibited, in the first 15 minutes where she's walking down the stairs and she's like, what are you doing at my house? That time it's the man's house. You are going to wake up in 2027. Don't try it with me. Me! Everyone in my family knows I'm the one who is very crazy. There's nothing they can even say in my defense. They were not even going to testify at my trial. My mom wouldn't have even tried to testify for my character. I've had bad character since I was 9 years old. Don't even try it with me. The girl code they preach on TikTok, I don't believe in it. I don't conform to it. Disrespect me about a man, you will wake up next year.
I just want to know if the Jamaican side of TikTok is watching The Polygamist on Netflix. I literally had to remind myself that this is somebody's culture. This is their way of life. And this way of living is really, like, it's normal for so many people. No, a lot of people, like, even within our Jamaican culture, you always hear them talking about, oh, polygamy would solve a lot of issues with men, cheating and so. But some men, they will never be satisfied. Even if them have 3-4 wives, them still are going to look for the 5th and the 6th one. But you know what part in this entire show that I've watched so far that really have me like, oh my God, is the part where Essie just came home from the hospital. Essie is the side chick of Jonasi. And she just came home from the hospital. She had a C-section and that man went over to Essie's house. Not even to check on the kids, but to, get him sort out. And I remember she was explaining to him that, oh, I just had my C-section. I'm worried about my stitches and all that. That man did not care. That man looked her dead in the face and said to her, your mouth work. That girl had to go down on her knees with her stitches and pleasure that man. And that's why I always say you should never lower your standards for men. When you lower your standards for men, in order for you to maintain a relationship with them, you have to consistently lower your standards. Yeah, I did not feel bad for her because she knew what she was getting herself into. This was what she wanted. So she make her bed, so she better lay down in it.
Put some respect on Jonasi's name. He's a rich, in fact, a wealthy, a successful businessman. Of course, women will chase after him. After all, it has always been about the money. There are baboons out here making bastard, and y'all like chasing after them. In real life, how many of your zaddies are fine, if I may ask? In fact, how many of your rich boyfriends are fine? Ladies out here will date absolutely every and anything that is well-to-do. And if you look at that movie, Jonasi's company, Jonasi no small. What is someone that they talk? Okay, if you see Jonasi in real life, if he asks you to kiss under his feet so he can spoil you, all of you saying Jonasi is not, you will. Yes. So please, let's put some respect on his name. I don't even know the real name of that uncle, but he did an amazing job. He ate every expression that a zaddy had to give. A promiscuous zaddy. Don't even ask me how I know. But then, what are people saying? So put some respect on. People are giving me headache. I think I'm going to end this video here. But please, let's not disrespect Jonasi, I beg. I will tolerate no slander of Jonasi. If you think you have the right to speak about Jonasi, bring your zaddy and your man forward. Let's assess him financially, physically, and everything. Then we'll know if you have the right to criticize those type of men.
So, I just saw The Polygamist, and I have somewhat of a controversial view. Yes, we can all agree that Jonasi was just a horrible, horrible man. But I feel like a big part of his behavior is that the man was battling a severe, severe case of sex addiction, which leads me to my controversial point. So, while I was single and dating, one of the questions that I asked of my potential partners within or outside the confines of a relationship, like how long in your adult life have you gone without being sexually active, without having some form of sexual contact? For me personally, a red flag is if this person told me that they have never gone at least 3 months without having sex. And I feel like the duration could be up to you, whatever you think is reasonable. An adult, male or female, who tells you that they have not gone 3 months, at least 3 months without being sexually active, to me, that just shows a serious, serious problem. Of course, I'm not saying that that means that a person who has gone without sex will be faithful. Another thing too is a lot of women, while you're dating, you're like, oh, that's cool. I have a high libido as well. One thing other women don't tell you is that when you start to get older, and if you do decide to have children, you're going to go through periods or through seasons where you do not want to be touched. Sometimes you may have a high risk pregnancy. So imagine going through that and knowing that the partner you're sharing a life with is somebody who cannot, has not, never has gone without sex for a certain period of time. Think about that.
The buzz is real. From Nairobi to Lagos, the comment sections are on fire. African viewers are bringing a whole different level of analysis. They are dissecting Jonasi Gomora's every move, and let me tell you, the shade is absolute perfection. One thing I noticed, a lot of African viewers weren't even surprised. They were like, we've seen this movie in real life. The debate between Team Joyce and Team Matipa is getting intense. Is Joyce a victim or just protecting her social media brand? People are dissecting every single dynamic, from the secret first love Essie to the corporate climber Matipa. Is this opulence worth the betrayal? The internet says no, but Jonasi seems to think he's the hero of his own lies. The comments are gold. Someone said Joyce should have just taken the brand in the bank and left Jonasi to his own devices. The shade is top tier, y'all. African aunties in the comments are really calling him out for his Jonasi tendencies. Comparing this to the American reactions I covered last week, we were shocked by the polygamy itself. But African viewers are focused on the dishonesty and the messiness. It's a completely different vibe across the ocean. Now, let's talk about Jamaica. The TikToks coming out of Kingston are pure comedy. They are #1 for a reason. The confidence and the strong opinions, Jamaican viewers are not holding back. They are reading Jonasi for filth. They're noticing things nobody else did. The subtle looks, the power plays between the wives. It's chess, not checkers. It's fascinating how everyone sees a different version of the same show, depending on their own culture. That's what makes this viral Netflix series so interesting. Everybody watches the same show, but the takeaways are so diverse. Depending on where they're from and their own experiences, they come away with completely different opinions. Whose reactions did you enjoy the most? American, African, or Jamaican? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more reactions to Polygamist. See you in the next one. Bye.